What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. There's been quite a lot of updates on Donald Trump's cabinet for his second term as president since I last made one. Last time I made one was like a week ago, so we're back at it again. There's been a couple of major updates. Let's just go through them real quick. Vice President, obviously it's J.D. Vance. Secretary of State, it was announced a while ago, Marco Rubio. Pretty strong pick in my opinion. I'll go through like my opinions later. Nothing on Treasury yet. This one, I'm hoping for like someone a bit more moderate actually. Secretary of Defense, this one's actually quite controversial. Pete Hegseth. I have to go into a bit of a deep dive in for Attorney General in a sec. But Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum, strong pick. Nothing on agriculture. Secretary of Commerce, if you don't know what that is, it's basically controlling like foreign trade and stuff. Howard Lutnick, I don't really know about this guy. CEO. I would have gone, if I was Trump, I would have gone with like someone with more foreign, diplomatic experience, but but commerce, a businessman, not that bad. That labor, nothing on that. Health and Human Services. This is also kind of a controversial pick due to RFK's vaccines, anti-vaxxer and anti-fluoride stuff. Nothing on housing and urban development. Transportation. We got Sean Duffy. He's also a Fox business host. Quite interesting. I'll talk more about that. Secretary of Energy. This guy just kind of came out of nowhere. He's an oil man. Energy. We'll see we'll see how this guy does. Secretary of Education, former administrator of the Small Businesses Administration. Linda McMahon. She got picked for Secretary of Education. Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Doug Collins, strong pick there. Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. She's not that bad of a politician. The only controversial thing about her is her some things that she wrote in her memoirs. Susie Wiles, really strong pick for White House Chief of Staff. Lee Zeldin, in my opinion, pretty good pick, but he's really controversial on some people's opinions. Administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency. Nothing on Office of Management and Budget yet. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard. Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, otherwise known as the CIA, John Ratcliffe. Strong pick in my opinion. Ambassador to the United Nations, Elise Stefanik. All the rest of the stuff we got no info on. Let's go on a bigger deep dive here. Nothing really to say about the VP. I mean, come on. He's VP. We know who Vance is. Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. This guy, I mean, he's a senator. He has good connections with most of his colleagues. He should probably he will, like, I'd say 99% get confirmed easily. He would do good as Secretary of State. Secretary of the Treasury. Obviously, we have nothing on that. Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. So, he's a Fox host. The only military experience he has is that he was a National Guard officer. He doesn't really have political experience. Trump kind of just went all out loyalist for this position. Yeah, I don't really like this one. I would have gone with more of an experienced military man. Okay, Secretary of the Interior, Doug Burgum, once again, as I said, strong pick. Attorney General. So previously, he picked a really controversial representative from Florida, Matt Gaetz. And he had some scandals that we've kind of known for a bit, actually. But they just came more into the open as he was chosen for this position. Leading the Justice Department. And today, November 21st, 2024, which is the time I'm recording this video, he said that he would not be taken into consideration anymore because he feels like that he won't get through the Senate confirmation, and he doesn't want to go through that, so he might as well just go down peacefully. So Donald Trump decided to pick Pam Bondi, the former Attorney General of the state of Florida. So this, I feel like it's a good mix of loyalists and experience, for Attorney General. Not bad. Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick. He's a billionaire. He actually lost, a bunch of employees in the 9/11, terrorist attacks. So I've heard his name before because of that, but not really much else. Secretary of Commerce, I'd say he could probably get deals done with other nations, and Lutnick would probably do well. Secretary of Health and Human Services, RFK. This one, I don't know. I feel like if RFK just stays out of that anti-vaccine stuff, stays out of the anti-fluoride stuff, and just focuses on making food healthier and adding more like health regulations, I feel like he could do okay. I'm trying to stay confident on this one. Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy. I don't really know how being a Fox Business host and a former representative from Wisconsin really has anything to do with transportation. But I mean, Pete Buttigieg is the Secretary of Transportation right now. And Duffy, I feel like he could do better, possibly. Transportation, I'm not really that worried about. Secretary of Energy. Chris Wright, he's going to be, like, controlling, our energy plants, nuclear energy, all of that. This guy, no one's actually ever heard of him before, but he's also a businessman, and I feel like Wright, if just stays on track and doesn't really care about being a Trump loyalist and all of that, just focuses on his actual job, this could do okay as well. Secretary of Education, so Linda McMahon. She was the former administrator of the of all the small businesses. So education, I'm glad Trump did not abolish the entire department, which is nice. And Linda McMahon, she looks like someone who could do well. Doug Collins, former rep from Georgia, Secretary of Veterans Affairs. I'm actually pretty happy with this pick. Collins seems like he could do good in this position, and I'm happy about this one. Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. She could do good in her actual job. The only thing I'm worried about is how controversial she is. She, in one of her memoirs, she wrote about killing her own puppy, which is really the biggest flaw about her. And she's also hated by the indigenous population of her own state. Kind of controversial. Honestly, right now though, she's probably gonna get past Senate confirmation. White House Chief of Staff, this is really great. I like this one here. Yeah, and I mean the rest. Stefanik is a good pick. Ratcliffe's a good pick. Zeldin's a pretty decent pick. Gabbard, she's a pretty decent pick in my opinion, although she's kind of controversial. She might not get past Senate confirmation, but she is extremely likely to get past it. So this is what the Trump cabinet looks like so far. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.